It was 10 minutes. I hit streaming instead of recording, and because it's set up to stream to YouTube, if you don't set it, if you don't like
nice.
tell YouTube you're streaming, then it doesn't actually go through.
Oh.
So I meant to hit recording, but anyway. Are we so we're doing a bounty right now. This is still the same bounty. We've been messing around. So anyway, welcome to the frequently asked question, the frequently asked Easytown questions about Diablo 3 seasonal and endgame take 2.
Endgame.
Yes. Unfortunately, the season has ended, so we can't really specifically show you what kind of seasonal things are going on. My fingers are on the wrong places. But where my cursor is right now,
so
that's where the chapters are. Those are basically your objectives throughout the season. We're killing all the enemies in Battlefield Stores level 2. Yeah, do you want to talk about bounties first, I guess? That's what we're doing.
Sure. So the bounties are basically just like they're your starting thing to get you a little bit of experience and golden items. When you do 5 bounties in an area, you get a box that drops a bunch of what are they called? Recipes.
Yeah.
And also they also drop a specific item that allows you to upgrade your gear, or
is that Death's Breath? That's what I'm picking up here.
Breath.
Yeah, Death's Breath is you're gonna want a lot of Death's Breath.
Yes.
Is there something?
Also, it drops items based on the act. You need 1 item from each act to take a legendary ability from a legendary item and put it in your Kanai's cube. Your Kanai's cube we will show you when we get back to town.
Which this is actually a long bounty that is happening.
Yeah.
One of your objectives.
Yeah. So basically, the Kanai's cube is the thing that allows you to upgrade your rare items into legendary items. It allows you to remove legendary effects and make them constant. 1 weapon, 1 armor, 1 jewelry, ring, or
usually
amulet.
One time the rules were different. One season.
There you go. Yeah, one time the rules were different.
So I'm showing the map right now. So you'll see you got 5 bounties on a map, and you'll get this reward. Do you get a reward for doing everything? You don't really. But you can do each of them, and then if you want to keep grinding, you can start again. You can start a new game.
Yeah. I mean, you do get something from it.
Oh, for doing all 5?
Nothing like extra. Just like having all 5 of the items is what allows you to extract legendary properties.
I meant like in the course of one game, if you do all 5 bounties on all 5 maps, you don't get an extra cash.
No, you do not.
Right. Yeah, I barely know anything about this game myself. That's why I asked Atheist Man to join me for this. Thank you so much. And so here's Kanai's Cube. During your objectives that you will have, this is adventure mode, by the way, which is you can turn it on where you change the game difficulty settings when you start your game. During your objectives, you will be told to find this cube, and it's similar to it's similar to one of your merchant guys, the enchanter, the blacksmith, or whatever. And like Atheist was saying, you can extract legendary powers. Those orange powers on your weapons. These 3 are just affixed to my character. You can have 3 of them affixed to your character. You can also upgrade rare items and do all of the things here, but all of these, the Death's Breath is the one that I find myself out of most of the time, but all of these things obviously are important. These are all your the mats you're going to be using. And two items, there are probably more items that behave like this, but 2 items that we wanted to mention were the puzzle ring and the bovine bardiche, which are items that you can just, no one will tell you, well, I mean, we're telling you this. The game doesn't tell you this, but you can just put those items and probably some other items, do you know?
Not that I know of. It used to be a bunch of different things for the cow level, but not anymore. So
Yeah. So anyway, either of those two items, the bovine bardiche or the puzzle ring, will open a bonus level. The puzzle ring goes to the vault, which has a ton of gold, and the bovine bardiche goes to a place that does not exist. So other than bounties to get started off, because yeah, the bounties are going to give you recipes for your blacksmith and for your jeweler, and some of those will even be perhaps set items. Something you're going to do a lot of in endgame is go to this obelisk, and Auric is the guy you talk to once you're done with this. But when we had someone last month someone asked us why we kept talking about rifts as we were leveling up, and this is what you do a lot of in endgame. Doing the Nephilim ones will get you keystones, and they're not timed. You just have to kill a certain amount of enemies and then a boss. And doing a greater one, the keystones you get at the end of a Nephilim rift. Doing a greater rift will allow you, the greater rift is timed, it gives you blood shards. We got to talk about Kadala, and it gives you more blood shards than normal. The Nephilim rift will give you blood shards as well. Wow, I got off topic on that one. But then you'll fight the boss in the Greater Rift. You'll do it on time, and you'll get to upgrade a legendary gem, which you will also receive one at the end of the Great Rift. Would you like to talk about the Gem of Ease?
the gems are what?
The Gem of Ease.
Oh yeah, the gem of ease at level 25.
And all the gems
The
have
gem of
something at level
ease.
25.
Yes. But the gem of ease in specific allows you to turn an item to required level 1. So even though it's like a level 70 item, level 70 like stats on it, you can equip it on level 1 character.
Yes. And it's kind of like making an heirloom in, World of Warcraft. That you can use it as a hand-me-down. So then you're going to have all these blood shards, as I've been talking about. If you've only done the campaign or haven't done endgame, you're going to end up with blood shards. How do you end up being able to hold more blood shards? You do, right? Or is there just a certain amount you can hold?
The higher your max greater rift solo the more blood shards you can carry.
And basically, I think it's mainly a mechanic because the greater rifts are timed. So instead of having to pick up loot, you get blood shards, which get picked up automatically, and then you can, buy like 30 things from this lady, a random mojo, weapons, armor. If you're looking for gloves, something you're going to do a lot is you're going to buy like 30 gloves. They're all going to be yellow. So that's Kadala, that's blood shards, and we mentioned Icy Veins for looking up builds, but we also mentioned that, there's always people that aren't really interested in metagaming and trying to figure out the best builds. So my advice is once you get either through the seasonal journey or just through drops, once you get a 2-piece set bonus, those green items that are set pieces, which I think everyone knows about, once you get a 2-set bonus, look at what abilities you have that affects and focus on using those abilities, and then just go down as you build the set. Because I think the strongest, what affects your damage output the most and what affects, how powerful your character is these set bonuses. So if you stick to those, you'll at least be able to, hang. Oh, and then Paragon. Paragon is pretty straightforward. Every level, you get a Paragon point. What's the most generally important?
Every level over 70.
Over 70, yeah.
The most generally important is going to be movement speed. There are very few builds that do not focus movement speed first.
Excuse me.
So, and that's always the first level that you get is core.
Yeah.
And so you're going to put your core in movement speed until you max it out at 50. Some builds will increase your maximum resource, mostly demon hunters. I don't know many others that do that. There's a couple of monk builds that do, but generally, like, increasing the max doesn't do much for you, or
This
at least not
is
as much as increasing your vitality or your primary stat.
yeah, again, and these will also be slightly different depending on what class you are. But this is actually
Yeah.
something that I like looking at my build on Icy Veins to see what I should be doing with this, just because this seems so specific, all of these stats. I like to kind of make sure I'm, and because, you know, I don't really know anything. But I think that's most of the things. So the season is starting soon. A lot of people are talking about playing,
Yep.
and you know, last season everyone kind of played when we could. I was around a lot of evenings if we're around on the weekends, and it is 4 players in a group generally. But you know, if I think we usually had 3 or 4 last season. But if there are more people this season, we'll figure out how to do it, and yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Anything else they
And
should know about?
yeah, uh, there was something I was gonna say.
I'm sorry. This is why people like write down scripts and stuff. At some point
It's
we'll
okay.
get there, but at least we're doing something.
Yeah. Yeah, we're making progress, doing things. Um, I don't even remember.
I'm sorry.
So
Thanks for joining
it's
me.
fine. Yeah, it's great.